I haven't put gloves on yet, though. Okay.
Oh, so with the broadcast, I've never looked at it on Facebook. So the whole Zoom session is put on Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh, I figured it was just what.
No. So what I will do, when I'm good, I can spot and highlight on one, and then that's the only one that shows.
What
Roz,
does your
welcome.
mask say, Rabbi
Hi,
Barbara?
Roz.
What is your-
My mask says, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, the world is built on love.
I like that.
The song Olam Chesed Yibaneh, that's what it says. Excuse me. Yeah, we've been outside for a little while, so it's chilly. So it's good to have everybody here. I'm going to get a little more hot liquid, and so you can talk to Rob and Sherry, and then how's everybody?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Rob and Sherry.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Rose.
Holly.
Hello.
Oh, is Holly on now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here. Brendan will be down soon. I think he's upstairs. He'll be down in a minute.
Alex is here, Holly.
Oh, hi, Holly.
Alex, hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah, be well, okay? I hope
Yeah, I
it's
will.
a health care for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, register to vote.
Oh yeah. I'm still registered for New York
Locally,
City.
register.
Well, you have an
register-
absentee ballot, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in Broome County now, so you can register in Broome County.
Yes.
Just a little PSA.
Oh yeah, I gotta.
You gotta vote for Holly.
Vote for Holly. Yeah.
Right.
PSA.
It's funny, it's
Talk
Marissa's
about
saying that.
that on the temple website.
Suzanne, I was, Suzanne.
I'm listening.
no,
Yeah.
I heard today, I don't know if you got some kind of notification about being able to cross the border.
It was for
Which border?
Canada.
Canada.
It was
But
for
you can, I can
relatives
cross as a family member, but I have to quarantine for 2 weeks
Oh,
before I can see them. And if they see me, they can't go to work.
oh.
Because I heard it while I was traveling today.
Yeah, it's,
Come here. You're gonna talk to the dog.
yeah, as a family member, I could cross, but it's, you know, it's not, if I have to quarantine for 2 weeks before I cross the border and then quarantine for 2 weeks when I come back.
Oh,
And then.
I was thinking of you when I heard it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I understand it now with the cases spiking here, they don't want me to cross anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sherry and Rob, where are you? Which sukkah are you in?
Where are Rabbi Barbara's?
Oh, nice.
We were outside together, so they came over and we had soup in the sukkah.
There you go.
Sukkah soup.
We didn't put ours out.
Yeah, since they usually have a sukkah up, this way we could be together.
I
and we
know,
should-
I know.
We
Oh,
had
I was wondering-
bagpipes today on the front lawn of Temple Concord.
Really?
Really? We did.
Yeah,
Why?
because there's a wedding going on. They were playing bagpipes and the bride was outside. Just at about
Ah.
5:30. About 5:30 tonight.
Should have told them to come
Yeah.
around back. Have bagpipes in the sukkah.
I know.
Wow. Yeah, the wedding moved from being a large wedding to being a wedding all in the mansion.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
is that?
It was at the temple. They were using the temple.
Sounded really great. It was really nice.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, so it is 7 o'clock. Yeah, so we're going
back.
So I want to welcome everybody to the sukkah. So you can, well, you see our faces on this one, but on the other one, you don't really see our faces, right? Sorry about that. But what I wanted to do this way was I wanted to be able to do some things with Sukkot, and I wanted to share my screen. So when I share my screen, you'll still be able to see us on the other one. So we'll see how this works. Okay, I already see. So now you get to, that was the picture that
Oh.
Rachel took it last night. So that's about welcoming you to the sukkah. And so I wanted to start with Ushpizin with the idea of having guests in the sukkah. And while we can't have more than like 3 people here at any given time in person, it's so nice to be able to virtually have all of you here with me in the sukkah and have the possibility of being able to be together here, even with all of this different craziness. So as I shared last night, the tradition is of inviting family and friends and other guests to be with us in our sukkah, both our physical sukkah or our spiritual sukkah. And so the idea of coming together, if we can't come together in person, to come together virtually. And along with the people we invite now, there's also the tradition of inviting guests from the past, from our Jewish past. Traditionally, the first night was Abraham and Sarah, so tonight is Isaac and Rebecca, but we can expand the list far beyond these particular people from early Jewish history and thinking of the people we might want to have with us. This morning in one of the religious school classes, one of the children wanted to have Moses, and I asked, what would you want to ask Moses about? And wanted to ask Moses what it was like to see the burning bush. So that was the piece he thought of first. Other people wanted to have family, and then I'm not up on the latest television shows and all of that, so I didn't know who some of the other characters were that they wanted to invite. But the idea of being able to bring others together, and sometimes people who are no longer living, to have them come back and be with us as well, to share this time and to be able to be together, again, virtually or in person, either way. So the blessing for being in the sukkah is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu leishev b'sukkah. And blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who makes us holy with your mitzvot and commands us to sit in the sukkah. So we have the lulav and the etrog, and Rob and Sherry are going to do the honors this evening with them. The etrog, I will have one out in the sukkah at the temple starting tomorrow. And so it will be available for anyone who comes over. And I think we've taped in, it's sort of sealed in a protector to the table out there, the blessings. I can smell the etrog from there over to here. So it's really quite delightful and quite sweet. So I hope you'll have that opportunity during the week. But the blessing is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al natilat lulav. And while you guys shake, we'll sing Hodu l'Adonai Ki tov Ki leolam Ki leolam Ki leolam chasdo Hodu l'Adonai Ki tov Ki leolam Ki leolam Ki leolam chasdo. Okay. So, the blessings. I was telling the kids that God's inside of ourselves too, but you really don't want to point the lulav at yourself too much because it's pretty sharp, but we have the sense of it. And then I'm going to put the screen down because I did want to share you two what I think are important stories for us. And these are actually, these are true stories from Jewish history. Because sometimes things aren't always what you hope and you want. And so during World War I, the Jews in Russia were having a really hard time to obtain etrogim since they were grown in the Ottoman Empire, which was at the time enemy territory. So in 1979, the person who shared this story was in his grandfather's market town of Ternovka. They found out that someone in the nearby village of Teflik had somehow managed to secure an etrog for the holiday. So the two communities arranged an agreement. They would share the pre-ha'etz, hadar, the etrog, between the two communities. So they paid a Russian farm boy to ferry the etrog back and forth each day in a locked strong box, so it would still be there, and only the rabbis of the two towns had the key. So in order to follow up on the honor of being able to have the etrog, they would stand in line waiting until the etrog came each day, half the day awaiting their turn, so that they could also use the etrog. So I thought that's a powerful story about in the circumstances of history. 1 second, because I think the sound is on over here and I'm hearing it. I got really good about the echo things at the temple on the high holidays. The other story is a very powerful story of a poor man, Mordechai of Neschitz, and this is the 18th century, and he was known for his kindliness and generosity and was very loved for the honors of blessings, and so he'd scrimp all year to try to have an etrog for the holiday. And he would put it aside, and it happened one year, and he'd have to go to the nearby town of Brody to purchase the etrog. So he'd saved the money and was going to go to the big city to purchase the etrog to bring back, and it was during the 10 days of repentance that we had not too long ago. And he came across a carter by the side of the road who had a draft horse that had fallen and couldn't get up. And knowing that the peasant would not be able to pull his wagon and to provide for his family, Rabbi Mordechai handed the man all of the money that he had rather than going to the other town to purchase the etrog. So when he came back to town sooner than they would have thought, and they asked what happened, and he said, this Sukkot will be a special Shehachianu, a special time with a special blessing for me, because the whole world will have the etrog, will have the merit of benching the etrog, of blessing the etrog, while only I will have the merit of reciting a blessing over a horse. So in terms of sometimes circumstances are hard, sometimes we don't get to have things as we want to, and it's pretty interesting to think of in the middle of the war of World War I, how to have an etrog and have one etrog for two communities that are half days distance apart, and to find ways to share them together and be the resourcefulness of that, and to know in the midst of things, even though you'd love to have a beautiful etrog, if that same money could be used for a horse for a peasant who wouldn't be able to provide for his family, that's the priority to have. So I thought that those were two good stories, and there are many places that have these stories. They are traditionally known stories. I did not make them up, but I thought they were good ones for us to consider. So since we have the two cameras, I thought I would share the blessings, and so I even put the Hebrew in for Havdalah with the transliteration. So we're going to continue with this, and I will ask everybody to get your candles and things ready for Havdalah. So as we are about to say goodbye to Shabbat, we get together our symbols of the wine or juice and the braided candle and the spices. And we light the candle, and I know we've been having more discussions about what do we do with the dripping? Here it's going to drip on the ground, I hope, or else I have a little metal tray that goes under it. And it's a different candle I had in a drawer that I realized I still had, so I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know if it's a real drippy one or not. The one I made drips terribly. The ones from the temple I don't think drip terribly, but they drip. So got all but one wick. That one's not going to light, is it? Okay, now they should all be lit. So you have your candles lit as well. And if you don't have a candle, I'll hold it closer so that you can come closer to it when we get to that part. So we start, our first blessing is for the wine and juice. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la, ya la 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 la,
Yeah, la, la, la,
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech
haolam,
borei beri hagafen, borei beri hagafen. We'll set the cup down, and a little bit later we'll have the opportunity to take a sip from it before we then are ready to put the candle out in it. Next we go to the spices, and you have some there and I have one here. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei minei v'samim, borei minei v'samim. When you get over to the temple or have another opportunity to smell the etrog, it's another whole v'samim, another beautiful sweet smell to savor for Shabbat and for this week as well. And we continue now with the blessing for the candle. And as we go through here, we'll take the opportunity to feel the warmth of the flame symbolically, particularly if you're looking at it through your screen, to put your hands up as if you would be seeing the reflection of the flames on your hands and to feel the warmth. Out here, the warmth feels good. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei meorei ha'esh, borei meorei ha'esh. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, המבדיל בין קודש לחול, בין אור לחושך, בין יום השביעי לששת ימי המעשה. Baruch atah Adonai, hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. You want to take a sip of your wine or juice? As we savor the sweetness of Shabbat a little longer, and then we put our candle out in the wine or juice. I don't know if you had the sizzle. I could hear the sizzle with this one here. Okay. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hakiladi, Vimhera v'yameinu, Yavo Eleinu, Imashiach ben David, Imashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hakiladi. I invite you to unmute as we sing Shavua Tov together, and we do it slowly enough that if it's almost like an echo, it's almost like an echo, but we get through all of it together. Shavua Tov,
Shavua Tov,
Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov. Good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Shavua Tov, everyone.
Shavua
Shavua
Tov.
Tov.
And I'm going to say goodbye to people on Facebook. Thank you for joining.